Jeremiah had to fix his mouth for a relationship.
To me, that just means you don't like her.
Hurricane Hannah.
I think the only thing that they came to terms with is that they're not friends.
Bonded trauma is the best trauma.
Hi, everyone. If you don't know, we podcast some of our... Oh, wow. I'm looking at myself. So if you don't know, we are a podcast and we like to live stream some of our episodes on here. We think we're the first to do this.
Well, yeah, actually, though, I was going to say there is another... So we I don't think we are the first podcast to live stream because there's this other best friend duo that do a book. It's a book talk, though.
Oh,
I'm not sure if they have a podcast, but they talk about books and stuff. But honestly, I've never seen them talk about a book. All I've seen is like clips of them just having fun with each other.
Oh, that's
like,
so fun. Okay. So honestly, we should probably title this one our topic for today.
Which is?
Today we're talking Beyond the Villa because it's a hot topic. We're honestly a little bit late because the episode was posted last final episode, the season finale, and it got crazy. So,
and usually we do a segment of a recap of Beyond the Villa, but because it was the finale and the last two episodes filled with just so much craziness, we decided, hey, let's give it its own moment. Let's give it its own 30-minute clip. Where would you like to begin, Jimena?
I have notes.
What really grinded your gear?
I think we should start more chronological, right?
Okay.
Like what happened first. So, as you can see, everybody's going to Lake Tahoe. This is the final trip in Beyond the Villa.
Okay, yes.
For the season finale.
I'm like a goldfish. I'm trying to remember what happened in these episodes.
This is the last trip that everybody's taking. Everybody is going, and the first drama that we see is that Iris, Amaya, and Hannah all get there at the same time with TJ and Jeremiah. And then Brian and Chris are the first to arrive.
Right.
And Brian goes to say hello to Amaya. He leans in for a kiss, like a cheek kiss.
Yeah.
And Amaya swerves.
She said,
I'm not doing
good
that.
Off that.
She's like, I'm good. No, literally. I feel like that's how they all...
good off that, thank you.
That's how they all reject it. And it's always Pepe and Brian. They go, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you.
I'm cool off
And then Brian was like taken aback.
And I have thoughts.
Right.
I feel like people in Beyond the Villa were pretty split about this, as in the actual people in the reality show.
Right.
Iris and Hannah were on Amaya's side. They thought, of course you're not going to kiss him. Like, he's your ex-boyfriend.
Mind you, also, she has a boyfriend now.
Yes, Amaya is in a relationship, and they're like, you got to respect your man. And she even says, I'm respecting the boundaries within my own relationship, and also, I don't like you. Like, I just don't like you as a person. Like, I'm chill if you come around, but I just don't like you. And then TJ and Chris and Brian were all just on the opposite side saying, that's disrespectful. Why did she act so close to me in Palm Springs?
Yeah.
If she was just going to act this way when I see her again, I thought we cleared the air. I thought the elephant was... What did they keep saying?
The elephant was out the room. We kicked the elephant out the room.
Right. And they keep going back into this. It's a Hispanic culture thing. It's a Hispanic...
Right.
It's part of Hispanic culture that you kiss everybody on the cheek, and it's not weird.
As a greeting, yeah.
Right. And I feel like Hannah and Iris probably didn't really recognize that as much, but also...
They're like, he was going in for a kiss.
Yeah.
Etc., etc.
It is a manners thing in Hispanic culture to say hi with a kiss. I will say, though, in my family in particular, like, unless it's a close man, like like my immediate family that I'm saying hi to, that's a man, I will kiss them on the cheek. But if it's not if they're not in my close family, you do a handshake.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So if it's a woman, you kiss all the women.
Yes, you kiss all the women. That's the most.
So then it would be shocking for Brian because it's like it is a woman.
No. So like man to woman, like man and women, it's not that common unless you're really, really close. So like if you were saying hi to like your grandpa, you would do that. But if you're saying hi to like your uncle that you see like at Christmas every year, you wouldn't go for a cheek kiss. You would just go for a handshake.
Me personally, I think we need to stop any sort of close contact when you're greeting people. Like, well, it's just like, why are you all up in my space?
No, it is. Like, it's a culture thing for sure.
For mine too. Like, they want you to. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Like, you shake their hand as you're like, side, like each
and
cheek.
please disclose what ethnicity you are.
It's okay, sweetie.
She's Eritrean.
Yes.
For
So
background.
I think all of Africa probably has some sort. A lot of cultures, honestly, have a very close. I think for me, I'm just like, stop the getting offended. I think what is it? Because like as children, this has nothing to do with Love Island, but it's just like, your parents are always like, you better get close to him.
Yes.
I think we need to stop that. If that child does not want to get near any, like whether it's a man or a woman, like we need to also say that it's also okay if you just want to give them a handshake or like at least acknowledge them. Like
for sure.
Like we need to stop pushing them. It's a cultural thing. Like just because it's a cultural thing, like it's like also.
I think my mom like has always done that too when I was little.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, oh mom, like I don't want to, she's like, just give him a handshake. She's like, just a hug, like a little hug.
A peace sign. That's all you gotta do.
But I think some family members are like, where's my kiss on the cheek?
The creepy uncle. Where's my hug?
Where my hug at?
But you're not getting it.
It's definitely a cultural thing. I definitely see where he was going there. Yeah. But he's losing me. Because it's like, I don't agree in this instance. And I feel like a lot of people online were like, yeah, Maya, like, why are you like, you should have told him what your boundaries were if your boundaries were no kiss on the cheek. And I will just say this, y'all. Amaya owes that man nothing. She does not owe him even an introduction. He's lucky if she even says hello to this man. Why? Because he cheated on her. He cheated on her publicly. She was on comment sections on TikTok saying, Brian, please answer my text messages, because he was ignoring her and going to all these club appearances where he was seen with other women. And she was literally, everybody in the comments were like, oh my God, where's Amaya? He did her dirty. Like, and it's, I think you've said this before, it's never embarrassing for the woman.
Yeah, because it should never be embarrassing, like, if you're the one getting cheated on. But still, like, I'm sure she did feel some sort of embarrassment, because it's like,
and even though
who wants their man out in the clubs touching other women? Like, you don't want that. You want to be like, oh, he's obsessed with me. He wouldn't dare look at like that's just what everybody wants, like that respect mutually. Absolutely. And if she's providing that, then you can't help but feel embarrassed. But I don't think it is up to the public to be like, he was out there embarrassing her. No, he wasn't. He was embarrassing himself, if anything. Like, exactly. But even if you shouldn't feel embarrassed and there's no reason to feel like, you aren't the one that should hold that humiliation, a lot of people will still, like, people online can be very cruel, and they can just do a, I knew it the whole time, he wasn't into her, and that can, and to them they're like, she should feel embarrassed. Like, yeah, and they'll do that. They'll be like, well, you were stupid. Yeah, coming off of Love Island, because it's like, because they did become a couple so late into the game, there was already that talk of like, I think he's using her just to get to the final. There was already that talk. So it's like, once we come out of the villa, like, we want to seem strong. We want to seem like this was a real connection. Like, it wasn't. Exactly. And then you're out there hopping from one club to another. Like, hey, you could still make club appearances, get that bag, get that money, while still respecting whatever boundaries it is that you set. And obviously the boundaries were set were not being respected, or else she would not have been in the comment sections being like, hey, text me back. Yeah. It would not have become a problem. Like, if Amaya had no problems with him going out and doing his thing, and like it was agreed upon that, like, hey, we're still like getting to know each other. Like, no, and she says it too on Beyond the Villa. She says that they were intimate. Like, they had right after she, and after they had their relations. I don't know how to properly say this, since this will also go on YouTube. After all of that, again, he cheated on her publicly. Again, I don't know about the cheating part. I need to show you the proof. I'll show you the proof. But whatever the case may be, disrespectful. At bare minimum, at the bare minimum, disrespected the relationship and disrespected Amaya. Yeah. But that was that. But I think, and that's what I'm saying, everybody forgets about the context of these things. They're very much like, well, Amaya, why didn't you set boundaries? Yeah. But he didn't fall out of a coconut tree. He exists within everything that came before him. And another thing is, even if Amaya, and this is something that I think after sitting with it, having a conversation with Jimena, I came to realize is like, because at first I was like, okay, so if you did say hello to him, you greeted him the proper way, and when was it? Like at TJ's birthday party or something? Yeah, Palm Springs. And you made it seem like it was okay to continue to do that, then why would you now like not be okay with it? But then I was like, actually she's allowed to switch up. Like, you're actually allowed to switch your boundaries. And honestly, she also kind of explained it. She's like, my relationship is getting much stronger. We're getting much closer. I want to respect my relationship. So like, things do change. So actually I was like, yeah, you can actually just set new boundaries. You can say, I'm good now. Actually, it was fine then. It's a no now.
Yeah, and it's very different. I think people are being way too harsh and trying to poke holes where there aren't any, or like trying to try and like have a problem with her where there isn't really a problem. Like, you try being in the same room as the ex that cheated on you, that did you dirty. What would you do? Especially if you're in a new relationship. Your boyfriend probably would not be okay with you being in the same room as your ex, especially if you really weren't friends before then or anything.
And they're really only there because of filming. This isn't by choice. This isn't for funsies.
Yeah.
This happens chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
there was Bryan.
There was Bryan and Amaya. And then Hannah and Iris decided to go take a dip in the jacuzzi. And this jacuzzi, this is what was said on the show. Right. I don't know if I believe this. I don't know if they planted Bella and Gracyn near the jacuzzi or if they told them what they said. But Hannah and Iris were supposedly in a jacuzzi that was right in between Gracyn.
Well, they were in a jacuzzi.
And Bella's room. Right. They were in a jacuzzi. The story goes that it was right between Gracyn and Bella's room.
Yeah.
And they overheard a conversation between Iris and Hannah in which they were talking about some of Bella's actions.
Yeah.
And Hannah said, I'm just really tired. I don't have it in me to be friends with some of these people.
Yes, I think also Iris might have brought up the fact that, like, Bella feels not included or something like that. So,
I don't think she said not included. I think she said
she feels left out.
Right. She did say not included.
That is why I think Hannah was like, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy, or like, I don't want to be friends with everybody. But she also corrected herself and said, this was in reference to Chris and Bryan. Like, I don't want to be friends with Chris and Bryan. But I guess
the way that the cut was and the way, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like production was feeding Bella this information. I don't think she overheard, like, the scene that they played when she was supposedly overhearing this just didn't seem right. It looked really choppy. We couldn't see Iris and Hannah, and then also it was like she leaned in and said, oh, I heard this. It was just really weird. So honestly, I don't know how much I believe of what she overheard, but
we don't know how much of Love Island Beyond the Villa to believe from the producer side,
or how the conversation was cut to make it seem like Hannah was talking about Bella, whatever. But the story goes, Hannah said she doesn't want to be friends with Chris and Bryan, but Bella overheard this conversation.
Right.
And she was like, they're talking about us.
They don't want to be friends
with us. They don't want to be friends with us. This validates everything I've been saying this entire season since Palm Springs, which is that they're not trying to be our friend. They're not including us, and they don't want to include us. We were right to feel excluded.
Yeah.
And this pops up later again because Iris pulls Bella for a chat. She sits her down and she says, and they kind of hash it out. Not really.
I think
they talk. They have a talk that's been a time. They have a long way to talk.
I think for Iris though, the whole reason she pulled, what's her name? Bella wasn't for the sole reason of addressing Bella feeling left out. It was because she felt some type of way about Bella's behavior at the Christmas party and her kind of inserting herself in the Pepe and Iris drama. And to her, she was like, I don't understand why you would want me to treat you as a friend when you willingly choose to be friends with my ex whom did me wrong. Right. And that's why she wanted to pull her aside and have that conversation with her. And then obviously like the whole...
That's true. Know. So Iris, since the Christmas episode where Iris, TJ, and Pepe were having their conversation that turned into an argument, she had a bad taste in her mouth with Bella because Bella was the one that brought Pepe. She pulled him to the side and said, can you please have a conversation with them? Can you please apologize? It's not good to not at least talk it through with them. And she told Iris, Pepe wants to apologize. He wants to talk things out with y'all. Right. And she's basically the one that kind of instigated that whole conversation. And Iris, since then, hasn't been feeling Bella. She thinks that was weird. And the whole conversation was basically...
Pause.
Yeah.
Would you feel like that would be a weird behavior? Like, if you were Iris...
And
that
Bella
happened.
did what she did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought that whole thing was so weird. I mean, Bella... I think her talking to Pepe because she felt bad, that's fine, whatever. I don't know if I would think too much about that.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's going back and forth and essentially telling Iris he really wants to apologize, like he's willing to talk things out. It's like, Bella, this really has nothing to do with you. You weren't involved. You weren't the affected party. You didn't, like, why are you here? I understand if you want everybody to be friends, but I don't want to be his friend. And I know his character enough now. Why are you trying to instigate a conversation between all of us when it has nothing to do with you?
Right.
I thought that was weird.
I had no feelings.
Really? You wouldn't be annoyed if it was you?
I don't know. I honestly, I would only be annoyed if I expected some sort of loyalty from Bella, which it does appear that Iris does expect that from her. But also, like, at the same time, I'm just like, it just makes it feel like Iris just wants people on her side, which it's very natural. You know, when you have some sort of beef with someone or like a dislike for someone, like it's very natural for you to want to have people on your side and be like, you know what, and kind of back you up to make you feel like good about whatever is wrong or like however you feel about that person. But also then it's like, I don't know. It's because I am the type of person that I do like to see things from both parties and like both perspectives.
But imagine, okay, don't even think it's about me. Imagine it's a friend, right? And let's say you're in Bella's position and you know that your friend, who you're not that close to, but nonetheless your friend, is really hurt and she's been saying that she's been cheated on by this guy.
Yeah.
And they're all in the same room and he's just kind of off to the side, not talking to anybody. Would you go up to him and be like, you should talk to everybody, and then go up to your friend? Would you basically tell your friend, he's really sorry, like he really wants to talk things through and apologize?
And the problem is that he cheated.
The problem is, it's that he cheated, but would you tell her? You would tell her, like, we're all grown, I feel. Yeah. So why would you relay the message if he's the one that wants to apologize?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't, only because he cheated, and that's like one of the things. Like, I don't really need to defend you on that.
Would you do it if they had an argument and you didn't know what happened?
Honestly, probably not. I really try not to insert myself anymore unless I am asked to be inserted.
Especially if you're at a party.
Yeah. Well, I can understand how it's like it could feel like awkward or whatever, but it's like if Iris had a chat with me and was just like, I don't know, like I just don't know where his head's at. Go have a like maybe if I knew where his head's at, and she was okay with me having a conversation with him and then relaying it back to her. I don't know. Maybe then, sure. I think where Bella really struggles is she just wants that kumbaya. Everybody here should like everybody, and it's okay to want that, but it's just like it's not reality. It's not possible. And also, like, all of these people have intermingled. Like, they've all been in each other's mouths. They've all probably been in each other's bed. They're from the villa. Like, this is not the time and the place for everybody to be friends. There's some sort of... There's a connection there that, like, it's just like, ooh, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? And, like, it's probably hard for Bella to understand this because she was only there for a week. Not even. I don't know how long she was there for, but she was like, the first to go. And it's like, Bella, what you have to understand is you can want everybody to be friends, but that's not possible. And when you try to make that happen, it will most likely backfire on you. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
It happens to her a lot, actually. Like, nobody likes it.
And I think you can want to be friends with everyone and you have every right to be friends with everyone. But where I stop agreeing with her is when she tries to push everyone to be friends. It's not even just, I think everyone should be friends. It's pushing for that. And that's where it rubs people the wrong way. And I would feel the same way if it happened to me.
Yeah, it comes from a good place. But when you try to be friends with everybody, you're going to have people that don't want to be friends with you because of that.
Yeah.
Because people do expect loyalty. And it sucks. But, hey.
I mean, everybody has their own boundaries, and you can't really dislike them for having their own boundaries, you know? But essentially, their conversation, because this was the big combo that, well, one of the big conversations, they basically talked, and Iris said, you said that you wanted to hear his side. And to me, what type of friend are you if you're trying to hear his side? It should only be my side. So she was upset that Bella was trying to see like a two sides thing. And Bella said, you haven't treated me as a friend enough for me to have any loyalty to you and only trust your side. I want to hear all sides. And that's kind of where they're disagreeing because Iris is saying, well, no, like I thought we were friends. And she says the infamous, even if I don't call you or hang out with you.
I don't have to call you 24/7.
She's not even friends. She said, I don't have to call you or hang out with you for you to be my friend.
This is an adult friendship. And honestly, like thinking back on the conversation, it kind of just felt like a circle. Like we were just kind of moving in a circle and it wasn't productive at all. And no one was really hearing anybody out, kind of just trying to get your own point out. Because I don't know. I just feel like some things could be true in certain scenarios. Like, yes, that is an adult friendship. You don't really need to be with someone 24/7 or hang out with them often for you to still have a very strong and valid friendship. Yes, it's true. Are there two sides to a story? Yes, like all of these things separately could and are true. It's just when they put them into this conversation, it was not productive. It was not constructive at all. And I felt like we were just moving in circles. I didn't feel satisfied. I also only saw the clips that they put out there, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I kind of liked the way they ended it, where they both kind of realized that they're very different people, and what they expect out of friendship is very different, and what they expect out of a friend is very different. Because Iris was like, no, girlhood is you believing me because I'm your friend, and that's the only story that should matter to you. And to Bella, it's like, no, I'm going to be kind and I'm going to talk to everybody and I'm going to be friends with everybody. And it just seems like there's a disconnect and it's something that they can't work through. So I liked that they ended the conversation saying, we're different people. This is not going to work out. And that's fine.
But then Iris went into that van and was like, and this is what Bella said. And then Jeremiah had to fix his mouth. Jeremiah, come to the front. Come to the principal's office. Because you have been disappointing me in the last 6 episodes. You had me episode 1 and 2, but you lost me. Because why are you over here sitting down talking about, oh, F off. You weren't there. You know what, though? I think Jeremy acts how Iris wants her friends to act. Just be on my side. Yeah. Just hear how what I said and take it for what it is. Which, honestly, fair enough. But also, like, Jeremiah, like, come to the front. You never validate anybody else, I swear. Like,
and it's kind of crazy because he was friends with Bella at first when he came out of the villa.
With Bella?
Everybody thought that, but they said
not at the villa. Like, I meant, like...
No. Everybody thought that, but they, like, denied the rumors.
Okay. But, like, Jeremiah has this thing where... And he's done this on 2 separate occasions where it's like, I'm cool with this person. Like, they haven't done anything to me personally. And I found it funny the first time. But that second time, I was like, boy, like, have a backbone. Like, just because somebody hasn't done something to you doesn't mean, like, they won't.
To me, it feels like he's switching up. At first, he was saying, they haven't done anything to me, so I'm going to continue being their friend. And then he switched up to, actually, I'm not going to be their friend. It just doesn't make sense. Like,
he's just...
What?
He's just too much of a girly pop. But speaking of Jeremiah, what were your thoughts about him and Andreina's combo?
Yes, more context on that.
So many people had combos.
So Jeremiah and Andreina also kind of got into an argument because Andreina this entire season has been talking about willing to take Jeremiah seriously because they flirt a lot, and she doesn't understand if it's him just messing around or if he really wants something. But if he doesn't want anything serious, she would like for him to stop because it messes with her head. Yeah. And Jeremiah says, at the end of the day, we know we're friends, and I don't want to date Andreina because I don't want to ruin the special friendship
He's also just not ready for a relationship.
To me, that just means you don't like her. Romantically. A man who does like you enough will not care about the friendship and will want to date you.
Okay.
So, to me, you can just say, I don't like her romantically, which I don't understand because Andreina is, like, gorgeous, but it's okay. It's okay.
Like, next.
Not the point. And so, Andreina and him kind of have a conversation, and he does not like what he's hearing.
Here's my thing. Like, you can disagree with what, I'm saying. Imagine we're in a conversation and I'm just like, I'm being honest with you. Like, this is with a man and I'm like confused about what's going on. I'm like, like you flirt with me a lot. Like you're always the one starting it. And then he's like, but this was a mutual thing. And then I'm agreeing with him. I'm like, yeah, I don't stop it because I like it. Like, and like it is mutual, but also like at the same time, like I'm kind of confused. Like, if you want us to just be friends, like please do stop like flirting with me. And then he just gets like all frustrated. And then he's like, you know what? We're good. We're good. Gives me a handshake and walks away.
You know what I think
What is that?
I think Jeremiah is super aware that there's cameras around, which is why he wanted to talk to her and say, I don't like that you said that I do it.
Yeah.
I think because he didn't want it to seem like I'm being a creep and I'm the one that's like...
he was like, you see how that makes me seem?
Yeah.
And you can't, I don't know. Like,
and Andreina was like, no, like I like it. I go along with it too. What I don't like is that it confuses me. So can you please not initiate it? Because I know myself and I'm going to want to play along because I kind of like
I'll fall for it every single time. Like a fool.
And that was just kind of that. Like, I don't know. Jeremiah to me has just not been the Jeremiah I knew.
In the villa. None of them have been the people
who got
that
unfairly kicked
in the villa. Out. But to me, honestly, as I was watching their conversation or whatever, I'm thinking to myself, why would he like initiate these conversations or like the flirting or like text her first to check up on her? And honestly, it just feels like whenever this has nothing to do with Andreina, but it seems like some stuff you would do when you're bored. Like you're like, I need a little flirt in my life.
I need a little friend I can flirt with.
Like let me hit up my girl. And if it was understood that this is a friends with like a little, yes, totally fine. Right. But I think that was what it was to him. He's like, I'm a little bored. Like, let's see what bro, I'm never gonna get her name. Andreina is doing. But like to her, she's like, oh, he's checking up on me. Yeah. She's so me though.
And I love when she was telling Clark and Taylor this. And she's like, don't check up on me. Taylor's my friend and he doesn't check in on me. Although you probably should.
Sometimes. If I was Clark, I'd be like, nah, he good. Like he's doing exactly what.
She laughed. It was the silly
I would have laughed uncomfortably out of my head.
What? You thought that was weird?
No, I didn't think it was weird, but like on some real shit though, like I'd be like
I would have laughed. I think that's so funny.
I think it's funny because of that situation, but I'm just like, but like I'm just saying, like in a different situation, if a girl was like, he hasn't been checking up on me, you should check up on me though. I'd be like, he good.
He's fine.
He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
As for Jeremiah, don't have strong opinions either way. I feel like a lot of people hate him right now. I don't hate him. I don't love him. He's just
Jeremiah. Yeah. He should go back to reading books and putting it on his TikTok. You know, everybody has a lane. Everybody has a spot.
For the final big thing, I guess.
What we all sat for, really.
What we were all sat for, what everybody's still talking about, is the conversation between all of the girls, minus Clark, Amaya and Andreina just watching, right? But addressing the exclusion that Coco, Gracyn, and Bella have been feeling from Hannah and Iris. And this was all because they were playing a game, which I knew as soon as they were going to play a game that it was going to lead to this. They were playing a game in which they would pull out a name from a hat and they would try to act like the other person and everybody else had to guess who they were. Everybody did it. It was Hannah's turn to go up.
Charades, basically.
Charades. Hannah goes up and of course, she picks Gracyn.
Who else could it be?
And she does this whole country thing of like being a pageant queen or something, pretending to be Gracyn.
I'm blonde and I'm passionate.
Right.
I didn't even know Gracyn had an accent, to be honest. Does Gracyn have an accent?
No, she might be from the South, and that's why she's doing that.
Okay.
But she does this whole thing, and Gracyn is sad. And this could have been edited, but we're not sure.
The point of view that we saw of Gracyn is this.
She's just like
somebody was just sucking the fun out of her. Like, she was, like, offended. Like, it didn't.
She definitely looked offended. To me, she looked offended.
To me, too.
And I think, and then it was Grayson's turn to go up.
With Charlie.
And Hannah says, are you good? Gracyn, are you good?
Charlie goes.
Charlie stopped right in his tracks.
No, bro, it's like he felt the impending doom. He's like,
He's like, oh, no.
Here it comes.
It was a ticking time bomb.
Hurricane Hannah.
And Gracyn obviously was very taken aback, and this is where they had to stop the game and have a conversation about what the real issue is. And
I was dumbfounded.
In my opinion, I know everybody hates Hannah for this. Like, everybody is saying, if Hannah would have said that to me, like, it would have been a problem. To me, I feel like I understood where Hannah was coming from, because they were all doing this thing of impersonation and everybody was laughing.
Right.
And maybe this wasn't true and it was the way it was edited, but when Hannah went up, Gracyn looked uncomfortable. She looked offended.
Right.
And she wasn't laughing. She wasn't going like, haha. And when you're impersonating someone and you see the person isn't laughing, you are going to be like, oh, did I
offend them?
Did I offend them?
Yeah.
And I thought Hannah was just being like, are you good? Like,
yeah.
What happened?
I also thought the same thing, because you're standing next to Charlie and you're like, you look very like down, and Charlie's asking you questions and you're like, just pick up the card. And it's like, if I just went and impersonated you and you're behaving like this, which again, you have the right to be offended. If I offended you, like, that's why I'm gonna be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, are you good? Maybe it was the tonality. I don't know, but like, I was confused why Gracyn was confused.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was definitely, for me, I was like, Hannah, I understand, especially with the way it was cut. I understand why you would say that. If it came out of left field, we didn't get to see why or how, but you know, it still led up to, it was the catalyst for the big conversation.
But I was confused with everybody else.
I was genuinely like, I felt Shelly. I was genuinely confused.
I thought I missed something. I thought I looked away and I was like,
oh no.
I was like, what did I miss?
But they had their big conversation, and honestly, again, another unproductive conversation. Nothing was resolved. Nothing. I think the only thing that they came to terms with is that they're not friends. And
yeah,
that was literally all that came out of it. But Andreina did validate Coco Bella's and Gracyn's feelings by saying,
Amaya validated the fact that walking away was rude.
Right. But Andreina validated their feelings of being excluded. Sometimes you're not feeling like they're part of that in-group with them. And I think Iris and Hannah said something really interesting during the conversation, and she said, I know you guys are trying to push this mean girl narrative, and I'm not going to be a part of it.
No, I think that was after Gracyn said something, and this is why it's just not that great of a season on Beyond the Villa, because I just think everybody is too aware of the cameras, they're too aware of the public, and so that makes them think about everything a little too seriously. Like, Gracyn is trying to have this in-moment conversation, and all that Hannah took away from that is like, that's going to push a mean girl narrative. I think had she been more receptive to what Gracyn was saying, she probably would not have gotten more backlash, because now people are more focused on that aspect, on what you just said, rather than what Gracyn, I don't even know what Gracyn said. It's just the fact that you said, that's going to push a mean girl narrative, and I don't like it.
I think what Gracyn was saying was like, it made me feel like I was back at school. It made me feel like there were these popular girls. It made me, it felt mean.
Yeah.
And I don't
I think that's what she was saying. And so instead of being like, I apologize, it made you feel that, acknowledging what was said, for you to be like, and I don't like that you said that, because that's going to push a mean girl narrative.
I think her response definitely sounded like she was too aware of the public. Because what do you mean pushing a mean girl narrative? She's telling you how she's feeling. There's no narrative to be pushed. We're talking about our feelings. We're talking about a situation. What do you mean pushing this mean girl narrative? That to me didn't make sense. And again, it's so reminiscent of Love Island season 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like they kept referencing America, and it almost felt like America was a character in itself.
Yeah.
Or,
too aware.
Or a cast member in itself, because they were like, well, America said this and America thinks
so
this.
So America does like me.
You have to still have these hard conversations and listen to the other person instead of worrying about how that's going to make you look.
Right. Because then you come off inauthentic.
Right. I don't know. I felt like the whole conversation, I don't even want to get too into depth with it, because to me, it was what we've been knowing this entire time, which is that Iris and Hannah obviously don't know that they felt like they were being excluded, and the other girls feeling excluded. Andreina validated this, which I'm, glad. Like, okay, maybe it's not all editing. Maybe everybody is like going into their own separate groups. But ultimately it ends up with Hannah saying, you're pushing this mean girl narrative. I don't like this. I'm leaving. I have a flight tomorrow.
She has a flight in 1 hour. I don't know. I think, again, unproductive. What we've been knowing. It's okay for them to just not be friends. And they have come to terms with this now, Yeah. we see both groups posting with each other, having the time of their lives. I just think they were having a really hard, like, especially Gracyn and Bella were having a really hard time
coming to terms.
Because they did want that friendship, especially Bella. Because for Bella, too, she did have that friendship. So I'm sure it was really hard for her when she started noticing that, like, slowly but surely the other two were becoming more close. But at the same time, people are only what you make them. They only seem cool if you say they're cool or if you feel like you're missing out on them. It's just focus more on the people that focus on you. And she started doing that with Bella and Gracyn. But then they started connecting over the worst, the wrong thing. But again, bonded trauma is the best trauma. And now they are, bond over trauma. We did that.
We did do that.
We did this. And here we are.
I do think that I was getting kind of tired of Gracyn, Coco, and Bella. I feel like Coco wasn't really doing this.
Coco does not give a cluck.
Yeah, but Gracyn and Bella just always sitting at the side and just always looking so upset.
Yeah.
Being like, they're laughing over there and they're not including us. I wish that they would have realized sooner what they had in that moment. Because I feel like if you feel like you're not being included and they're having fun, why aren't you trying to have fun too? Why aren't you trying to make the best out of the situation you're in with the friends that you're with? Why are we constantly talking about the group over there and being upset over that?
But speaking of Coco,
right?
Let's talk about that man,
Coco and Chris.
Let's bring this to a wrap with a disappointing man.
Yeah.
Yeah, said it. I'll do it. So basically, from the beginning of the season, we saw that Chris was like, I am really excited. I've been courting Courtney. Coco. I've been courting Coco.
Right. And I think her name is Courtney, actually.
For real?
I think that's what he said, Courtney.
No. Courtney's her alter ego. I don't need 2 mics on me, sweetie.
What did you think about
Courtney is her alter ego. And I'll get to that too.
Right,
I'll get to that too. But anyway, so he's like been pursuing her, like taking her on dates, like they have conversations, they're taking things slow, like they hadn't kissed or anything. Which, okay, I guess. How are you gonna look at Coco and not kiss her? But anyways, I think that was her own boundaries. And then towards the latter of the season, we see he goes to Oklahoma and visits Taylor with Brian. They go to a country club or whatever. And we see that he holds hands with this girl, which, again, depending on what boundaries you have.
Hello? I'm listening.
Depending on what boundaries you have with Coco, I don't know if that's that big of a deal. Obviously, from everybody's reaction, that was probably, like, not okay to do. And also, he hadn't been texting Coco the whole time he was there. He was there for 4 days. He didn't text her not a single time. So, now you're being shady. Now you're being weird. Now you're being... Are people in the chat?
Nope.
Oh, okay. And now you're being disrespectful. Let's stop that. Okay? Boom. So, ever since then, he's kind of been pulling away from my girl. And honestly, she seems unbothered. She's an unbothered queen. She's like, oh well. Because she knows her worth. She has her boundaries. And if he doesn't want to lay in them, then that's okay. But here's where he really started to to make me angry.
You can say piss.
This is where he started to irk me, okay? He started talking about, when I don't do things for her, Courtney comes out. Why are you giving an alter ego to her when it's just her getting angry at you? She doesn't, like, why are you naming it? Why are you, like, are you gonna have one for a happy version of her too? He's like, I get really scared of Courtney. Like, girl, you are 27. Like, she's just trying to tell you what she likes and what she doesn't like. She wants you to walk with her when you guys are in a public setting instead of you talking to a man 10 feet ahead of her.
Right.
That's not her being Courtney. That's Coco trying to let you know, I want my man right next to me, or my man checking up on me. You didn't check up on me once. God forbid.
It's always the ones that want you first. It's always the men that want you first.
And that's how it should be, though. Like, what do you mean it's always the ones that want you first? A man should always want you first. You should know. It never works out for you.
I'm saying it's the ones that you're not even interested in, or like you didn't really think of, that start pursuing you a lot, that end up just being a big disappointment.
And he was a really big disappointment, too, because he's 6'7".
Yeah.
Like, girl. And then, let alone just the Courtney part, him being like, you know, Coco was raised by a single father who instilled in her, like, these morals. I don't know how she should be treated. And that's exactly what I would do for my daughter too. But I can't meet these standards. And it's okay to recognize these standards, but it's just like him continuing on saying, I'm just done with these princesses. I need a queen. I think I'm going to date older. What makes you think, I'm going to say my favorite line, if you can't handle a princess, what makes you think you can handle a queen? Like, it only gets harder. It's like, girl, BFFR. What you should have said is, I think I'm going to start dating, like, really young women that are still, like, figuring out what they like in a man so that I can manipulate and treat them bad.
And are cool with having just fun, nothing serious.
Just below bare minimum, texting her whenever I want to text her, like ignoring her whenever I want to ignore her.
Honestly,
that's what he meant. Not, I think I want older. I want a woman that has her life together. Girl, get your life together. A woman with her life together does not want to help someone get their life together. WTF? Anyways, he was really irking me.
No, I agree. I think that he was asking for way too much when he wasn't providing that. And to diss Coco and say, I think I want an older woman who's more established in their career. Meanwhile, he's still trying to figure out.
Hasn't been overseas.
Like, where? Yeah.
And you're still not overseas.
Like, what? You're confusing everybody by saying that. And it's really disrespectful. Like, he just came across as extremely disrespectful. And I hated it. I did not like it. I felt like he gave up after the first date. And honestly, I do wonder if production was like, who do you think is the best looking girl here? Who do you have a crush on? And then he said Coco, and then could not handle pursuing it because he realized that you're gonna have to try, and maybe he didn't want to try. I don't know. It was just, Chris was a big disappointment.
He just dug himself into a hole that nobody like asked for. He could have just said, I lost interest.
He could have just not pursued her in the first place if he knew he couldn't handle.
But you can pursue, like, she's a beautiful woman, but once you clock that, I'm just not there yet. Like, you could have just been like,
he did so many things
lost interest. I lost interest. You could have been like, I realized that we're in two different places in our lives. Boom. Anything. But, like, to sit there and be like, she has Courtney, and then there were so many times where he'd be like, I just don't like how she acts. Again, okay, I guess, but stop pursuing it then.
Yeah. It was really tiring to see. It was really annoying to hear him talk about the reasons why she's not right. Like, please save it. We don't care. We don't want to know. We know what, like, we know that she deserves better at this point. But yeah, that to me was just annoying.
Mm-hmm. Go overseas, girl. Yeah. Like, they miss you.
I think overall this season, it just showed how the cast really has nothing in common. They don't even get along with each other. And it's really crazy because I felt like it was very different in the villa. And maybe it's because they had other people there to kind of keep them all together.
But they were also not even like
together at the same time.
The main people.
They weren't. Some of these people also weren't there together at the same time.
Yeah.
So honestly, to me, I was watching this and I'm like, wow, this cast just really does not like each other. They don't really want to be in the same room. They don't know
each other either.
It was, and I think the show also ended, like the last episode ended with no resolution, with nothing. It was just kind of
nothing burger.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
It was very abrupt.
With no fries and no sauce.
Yeah, so I was kind of shocked that those were the last two episodes. I was like, really?
But let me tell you this. Clark and Taylor.
Clark, I love Clark.
They mind their own business.
They really do. I really love how they were like, we're going to bed because we already don't get to see each other enough as it is, and I'm not going to sit there and listen to this whole
She said, my man's here, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I picked Clark.
And he did. He picked Clark.
And it actually worked out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Can we talk about, like, come on, he brought a Casa girl back, and it actually worked out.
It worked out. Clark ended up being such a great person, and I was a little bit hurt because I'm like, Taylor, how could you not choose Olandria? But, you know, Clark is a good woman.
I picked Clark.
I like Clark. But, yeah, I mean, this season was...
Watch season 1. I really feel like...
But also,
yeah. I just rewatched all of season 6, Love Island USA. A masterpiece.
And you know what? I'm not gonna actually. It wasn't Nothing Burger this season. I was kind of hugged. I was kind of shocked by everything. that was unfolding.
By the Nothing Burger.
But yeah, I think we definitely should watch season 1 of it. Yeah. And guys, this is the last time we can do our connections beyond the villa segment. because it's done.
We'll see you next year. You think they're gonna keep doing these? Like,
I think they are, and I'm
kind of like uninterested.
We're gonna bring the segment back though.
I don't know if we need to.
But I think people are interested to see what happens after.
I'm interested to see the season 8
and to see some resolutions from like after, because they can't watch the show while they're in the villa, so they have to watch it back after, and then that kind of informs the decisions that they make with each other after that.
That's
and
also not that helpful because that stuff is also edited.
It's edited, but like there are things that you get the true feelings of, and you're like, oh, I wish they would have been able to see this.
But also, imagine you come off of it. I don't know if I have it in me to watch 30-something episodes.
I think the important parts are clipped enough for them to see.
But then also, then you shouldn't have.
They can go back and watch it
off of clips.
No, I think they can go back and watch it.
I don't know. Would you watch? I feel like you would actually watch every single episode.
Because I'm like, what are they saying about me?
Like, how good did I look in this segment?
Yeah, I feel like, what do I look like? I have no idea what I look like.
Oh my god! But I'm gonna be on season 9.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna instead of doing our Beyond the Villa, the new season of Love Island season 8 is coming out soon. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna recap that and debrief that. I'm so excited.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
I hope they're hot.
We'll make sure to recap it for you.
Yeah.
As for now, we're gonna cut it here. No, but thank you guys if you joined on our Twitch for joining us. I also realized that I did not give a proper introduction to YouTube, so I'm very sorry for YouTube and Spotify.
We could do it right now and we can clip it.
We could do it right now. I'll do it.
Hi, YouTube.
But no, hold on. But just to kind of end it, for everybody, please make sure to watch us on YouTube if you're watching on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube, watch us on Twitch where we live stream, and we can answer your questions. If you have something to say about what we're saying and you want to put in your 2 cents, comment it. We'll read it. We'll react to it. And also follow us on Spotify. All of our handles are the same. Follow us on
TikTok and Instagram. Please add us on Instagram.
We have exciting things planned.
We really do.
For Instagram and TikTok. And here too, we also changed locations. We didn't address it. We changed locations. We're in my bedroom now.
Instead of my bedroom because I got evicted. I graduated.
We're getting real close and personal.
I got evicted. I couldn't afford the high rent anymore.
I'm definitely going to clip that.
No, for real.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
No, you